welcome to this week's Talking Codswallop. I am a very positive and happy Gemma.
I believe I've gone into the Twilight Zone, or it's going to the into like Erie, Indiana. Because if Gemma's been positive and happy, I'm scared. But as ever, I am James. Hi, everybody.
I've actually got Erie, Indiana on DVD in my room. I feel like I need to crack that open now and watch it now. So, yeah.
We're now in the outer limits as well.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been, I was going to say, it's been out of so many years since I've seen it. So if you make any references to it, I probably won't get it for the time being. But yeah, but it is definitely a good program. I remember it being very good.
Erie, Indiana was the weirdest thing, though, because you get the impression that it ran for a really long time, but I think it was only one series of it. I don't think there were even that many episodes. But I think what happened a lot is that it just got repeated on television on Channel 4 again and again and again.
Yeah.
And it gets stuck in your memory. I know there was like a spin-off, Erie, Indiana, The Next Generation or something, but that wasn't as successful as the original run was.
Oh, okay. I don't remember that, but yeah, I definitely remember the Erie, Indiana. So, it was very much like Goosebumps, wasn't it? In some ways.
I'll have to take your word on that. I never saw Goosebumps, so...
Okay, fair enough. No, I really loved the books and I loved the TV program when that came out as well. So I guess this is what we're starting talking about this week.
Yep. Slightly weird TV show that some of our salty tadpoles won't have a clue what it is. Those who do, congratulations, well done. If you don't know what it is, there is such a thing called Google and the internet, and you too will be able to learn all about it. But yeah, Erin Indiana was a very weird kind of... it was centered around two young, well, I was going to say young, but maybe teenagers maybe, or maybe a little younger than that. And the weird goings on in Indiana where they lived. And I just loved it as a show. I thought it was great. And they used to show it, I think, in like the holidays, it was on in the mornings. And then I think when its original run, it might have been on the early evening on Channel 4.
Yeah, it was probably just after school time, wasn't it, as well? So that, when you get home, you'd be like, oh my God, I need to get home quick and watch Erie, Indiana because I can't record it.
I think it was even later than that. I think it was
really?
like these 6 o'clock things, that was on. Or maybe not that late, but I'm pretty sure it was an evening show. So that's Salty Tadpoles, that is your job. Find out as much as you can about Erie and Indiana and get back to us. Okay.
That sounds like a good plan. I mean, I could just crack open the box, like I said, and actually just, the information might be there. But, no, you're right.
No, Salty Tadpoles have got to work for their meal. So,
yeah, we'll wait. We'll just sit here and wait. Anyone got the information yet? Oh, dear. So how have you been for the last... I'll say week, but you always know that I mean since the last time we recorded. So, how have you been?
I've not been too bad. I saw my uncle today, my uncle and aunt, just briefly. They dropped off some Christmas presents, which was nice. I passed on the ones that were from us, and it's not been too bad. Not too bad at all. How was your week gone so far? Because we're really deep into the week, aren't we? 2 days.
Yeah, I know. Well, we won't talk about work life.
Okay.
Yes, because otherwise I might just cry. But it's been a bit insane. But it's not been too bad. I didn't end up going to the Christmas party because I can't remember if I talked to you personally about it or if I talked about it on the podcast as well. But last Friday I was supposed to be going to the work's Christmas party, but I just felt awful and I just didn't, I couldn't face it basically. So, they all looked, I saw some pictures today and they all looked like they had a reasonably fun time. So that's good. And the feedback is that the food took a long time to come out. So I guess people had codswallop at the meal. Because apparently, with regards to like desserts and stuff, they didn't come out until like 11:30 at night or something ridiculous like that. It's like, what?
That is late.
Yeah.
That's very late. The problem with all of the parties, certainly for Christmas ones, is they now start turning into like super spreader events as well.
Yeah. Well, that's the other thing as well, because there's been a couple of people that were in the office, because I was in the office yesterday, not for long, but, I was in until about 12:30, because that's sort of how long I can cope with at the moment. And, they're going to have to put up with that because that's the best I can do. But anyway, yeah, they were all sniffling, and they had really bad colds and stuff like that. And I was kind of like, well, I'm glad I didn't go to the Christmas party, because otherwise you'd guarantee I would have got it. I mean, I may still get it because of being in the office, but if it's just a cold, then it's just a cold. But obviously on top of everything else, it can be a bit painful for me. But there we have it, and so.
Unfortunately, 'tis the season, but yeah, when I was talking to one of my former colleagues who'd been to a really big, this is last year, there'd been a really big Christmas do, and everybody ended up getting COVID.
Yeah.
It rip-roaringly ran through them.
Yeah. Well, that's it, isn't it? It's just everybody in the same room, and we're talking 200 people, I think. I mean, obviously not. I think the employee... Oh, sorry, I just hit my microphone. I think the employee level is up to about 200 people. But I don't know, obviously, if everybody sort of went and stuff like that. So, but, the pictures looked very good. They were of the same people all the time as well. But there you have it.
So basically what you tell me is probably in total about 10 people went, and one industrious little photographer was going around going, take it from this angle, take it from that angle, take it from this angle.
I mean, there was definitely...
Give the illusion of crowds of people.
Yeah, there was definitely more than 10 people, because there was quite a few pictures. But it's just like when you were at school. You've always got the popular people, haven't you, who are always hogging the camera kind of thing, and that's kind of what it looked like to me. But I'm sure that's not the case, and I'm sure it's all an illusion. Blah blah blah. But but they did do a fancy dress, which was heroes and villains, or something along those lines, but it was definitely villains anyway. And there was one of our IT guys dressed up as Harley Quinn, and he looked amazing. So I have to say that he looked amazing.
Hey,
but
whatever works for him, he wants to dress up as her, that's fine by me.
Yeah.
It's all good. It sounds interesting. Yeah. Certainly an interesting event. Yeah. I thought you were going to say the IT guy dressed up as I don't know, one of the IT guys out of Die Hard or something.
Oh, it's funny you talk about Die Hard.
It is. Yeah. It's funny. It is funny because we might be considering discussing that at some point. You never know.
You never know. 'Tis the season to be Die Hard. La 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 la. So yeah,
I will. Yeah, I'll just say with my my recently acquired knowledge of Die Hard, I actually reckon I could, if they ever remake Die Hard, I could be in it.
Yeah. You would be one of the Germans though. But anyway,
yes.
Let's not talk about this.
But anyway, yes.
Yeah.
We're straying into territory we may be straying into in another time. So.
Yeah. Because, basically what's happening is that next week we have a movie review. And for those that have been listening intently to the podcast and to all that we say, you will know what film we're reviewing. If you weren't listening, you can either rewind it or you can just have a surprise next week.
Yeah. And if you weren't listening, wake up from your coma.
Yeah. Yoo-hoo, coo-yee. But yes, so I think it was because we both decided, both realised that we hadn't seen the film, wasn't it? So
nope, never. Yep. So yeah, again, no more comments can be made, but there is a clue in what we've been discussing. It may or may not be a film the film we may or may not discuss. Maybe the one we may or may not review. Who knows? Tune in to find out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm sure you'll be hardly dying to find out. Did you like that?
I did. And all I'm going to say in the future plans to review a film, let's see if I can find a DC link.
Why not? Let's see. But anyway, we'll talk about it next week.
We will.
Shh, James, in a couple of days. In fact, tomorrow. But shh, don't tell the salty tadpoles.
No. We won't. I know nothing. No English.
No. No, definitely not. But no, well, one thing that popped into my mind a second ago as well was a sort of like I said about school and, you know, the popular kids and stuff like that. I was just wondering what the etiquette is, right? On if it's been 23 years and you see a person that bullied you while you were at school, do, you know, like you just randomly see them in a shop. Because they were horrible to you in school, can you punch them in the face, or is that not good etiquette?
That's probably not good etiquette, as I understand it. I mean, what I would suggest is there is another option of dealing with these kind of things, which is, I call it the Brian Quinn approach, which is you wait long enough until, and hoping that they will pass away before you, and you do something to at and on their grave. And if you don't know what it is, Salty Tadpoles, you've got to start listening to a bit of, Tell 'em Steve Dave. That's the ultimate way of dealing with it.
Yeah, because they need our promotion. But yeah.
Just to give you a clue, to undertake this potential act will require roughage and coffee, and that's all I'm going to say.
Yep. And being able to count to number 2. But no, it was quite funny because today, well, not funny, but I saw. Basically, when I was at school, there was this one girl that was like quite a nasty bully, and she, picked on me and stuff like that as well. And I saw her today in a shop. I mean, I obviously didn't punch her, but I just carried on walking past her because, I knew, it's not good etiquette to actually punch someone. But at the same time, the thoughts were going through my head going, oh, I'd love to just knock you into one of the shelves right now, And
See,
her hair.
Give you a round of applause there.
Thank you.
Gotta give you a round of applause. You centered the rage. You didn't do anything that get you in trouble.
I to be honest, I'll let the Salty Tadpoles into another secret here as well. I'm actually a nice person. James just pretends that I'm a horrible person because he is masking the fact that he is a horrible person. So he wants me to be brought down to his level. So that's what's going on there. But,
just to clear things up, Salty Tadpoles, these are all lies and falsehoods. Gemma is indeed a rageful, angry person. It's just constant, unremitting anger. In fact, if she was an electric heater, the house would burn down with the heat of her rage.
It'd always be warm, though. Not denying it. And if anyone wondered what my noise of was, that was my nose growing, by the way, like Pinocchio.
And soon the monitor will be destroyed by the nose growth. But anyway, So you were mentioning this person's hair.
Oh, I was just being catty, really, more than anything. But her hair looked like a right mess as well. So, she's not the prim and proper girl that she used to be at school. So maybe her life's gone to shit as well. And that's fine. I hope so, because she was horrible.
Sorry, but there's so much. I've been reading parts of a book called Nomad, one of the comedy kind of Alan Partridge books.
Okay.
And it just reminds me of Alan Partridge, where he say, like, needless to say, I had the last laugh.
Yeah, my hair. I actually looked really nice in that shop, and she looked horrible.
Yeah, and Alan's gone on about his need for revenge against people that he's plotting against them.
Yeah, I think after 23 years, I think I should just let it slide now. But she caused me a lot of pain at the time, so maybe she deserves to have the pain back occasionally, but not in a really torturous way, I guess. But
so interesting question here, Gemma, is do you think she recognised you?
I don't know. I recognised her. I think she probably will have, because I did go for a job interview. I think I've actually said this on the podcast before, but it's been a while now. But it's not like your haunted house story. I went for and you know what I mean. I went for a job interview, basically, and she was the person who was interviewing me alongside another guy. Yeah. And I was like, oh no, it's all right. I don't want this job, thank you. She bullied me at school, and I'm not interested in working alongside her.
You should have said that during the interview.
No, I did. I did, James.
Oh, right, you did. Oh,
Yeah.
excellent. Excellent. And I bet the temperature in the room dropped dramatically at that point.
Yeah, I hope so.
A frostiness descended.
Yeah, absolutely. So no, I just like to the guy. I didn't even I didn't even like give her eye contact when I said it. I just said, look, this job isn't for me. If I'm probably a good candidate for this job, but I'm not willing to take this job on because of her. Blah blah blah. But yeah, I think it was one of the first times I really stood up for myself as well. So it was bravo me, really.
Well done. I was going to say, ooh, burn point, burn.
Yeah. Talking about burns, I've still not quite got over the salty tadpole burns from last week as well. They were so funny.
They were shocking, but shockingly good. But they were indeed shocking.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I've really been up to this week, and I don't think that there is, to be honest.
Well, let's be honest. This is not the time where you want to go out and do that many things. It's just cold and dark all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
And I like winter.
Yeah, exactly. And it's, it's like all sort of preparing for Christmas and stuff like that. I've got all my Christmas presents now, which is all good. Needs wrapping, but apart from one, because one just got posted to someone. Wink, wink.
I don't know who I don't know who that is, But anyway, yeah.
And we're going to be doing basically salty tadpoles. Me and James have sent each other a present. It's supposed to be just a bit of silliness, really. And we had a sort of maximum of X to spend sort of thing. And, I hope you spend up to X, not below X, but no, it don't really matter. But it was just something to be silly, and we're going to do an episode, and it will probably be released on the Friday before Christmas, because we're not going to want to promote things on Christmas Day, are we? I just want to get drunk on Christmas Day, if I'm honest. And James will probably just want to be in a caffeine food coma kind of
high.
thing.
No, I'll be on a caffeine high. I'll be loaded with food, but I'll also be on a caffeine high.
Yeah.
Getting nice and jittery.
Yeah. So your brain will just be like, I don't know whether to sleep or eat. Sleep or eat. Sleep or eat.
Neither. Never sleep. Just keep consuming the caffeine.
Yeah, exactly. But so we're going to do an episode, but we also might do it on video as well, so that you can see what gifts we've got for each other, so we can see what they are.
Just give you forewarning for the video, so the salty tadpoles don't have to see me. I'll be wearing a Yeezy inspired hood over my head. But don't worry, salty tadpoles, I'm not anti-Semitic or mental. Well, okay, I'm slightly mental, but I'm not anti-Semitic and racist.
No, 100% you're not that. But yes, you are mental, because well, I mean, who would sign up for this podcast and not be mental?
Exactly.
Oh God, that was Woody the Woodpecker.
Oh my! Oh yes, you're very good.
Thank you.
I'm impressed.
I will take the win. Oh dear. So, yeah, I don't think anything else is really sorted. So, I think everything else is sort of sorted for this week. So, have you got your Christmas shopping sorted?
I think so, unless I see a few things that kind of grab my attention that look like they're worth getting. But no, I think all bases are covered on that front. Yourself?
Yeah, all sorted. I said this earlier. Thank you for listening. You remember a few minutes ago when I just said this sentence?
I do.
Yeah.
I do, but I was more working on the idea of, were you going to say if anything else had grabbed your attention, sort of thing.
No, I'm pretty much done, to be honest. I've actually, I've not, because for my brother, sister-in-law and nieces, we've decided not to get gifts this year, because everyone's sort of struggling a bit, financially with outgoings and whatnot, and my nieces don't earn masses, so we've just said that we're not going to bother getting presents for each other. It's more important to actually see each other rather than actually spend money on each other, and I think that's the important part,
where,
isn't it?
That's where you and I operate differently. I'd ask for the gift of not seeing the people. But
Well.
anyway, that's just me. But what I would say is that the ultimate gift you could give is you could give them a subscription to a year of Talking Codswallop.
I know.
The gift that just keeps on giving.
I know.
Give them a little voucher.
I know. And also, if they'd have signed up to it a couple of weeks ago, they would have got a Black Friday deal, wouldn't they, James?
They would have done, yes. It would have been the greatest deal known to man. It would have knocked Amazon and all the other businesses out the park. So, frankly, that's their loss.
Yeah.
They failed. You've gone down. They've gone right down on the naughty coal list.
Yep.
But they failed themselves. So it's
Yep.
not our problem.
No, we can't ask for, we can't force people to listen, is what I'm trying to say. But we sure as hell can ask.
I was going to say, by God, we've tried to force them to listen. By God, we have.
You've heard of water torture. We do the codswallop torture.
Yeah, sound torture, unfiltered.
Although codswallop torture sounds a bit gross, doesn't it? It sounds like we're pooing on their heads.
See, that's interesting that your mind automatically goes to that. I just thought about the idea of slapping them around with a fish or something. But hey, if you want to talk about, if that's where your mind goes, I'm not, whatever makes you happy, as long as it's consenting adults and nobody's hurt, run with it.
Exactly. Yeah. As long as everyone's happy, that's fine. That's all that we do it for.
That's true.
There was another thing as well. This was actually a couple of weeks ago, but last recording I may have got a little bit heated with a certain bird. So, a little blue bird. So I forgot to mention it. But I actually saved a dog a couple of weeks ago, James.
Okay. I don't see how this links to Twitter, but I'm intrigued.
It doesn't.
Tell me more.
No, it doesn't link to Twitter because it's just the fact that I forgot to actually mention it because I got very, very angry at Twitter last week. So, basically what happened was that a dog had run across the road and, run away from its owner, basically. As they do, they get off the lead and they just leg it, basically, some of them. And, so this dog was running. And I saw it turn down the road and, the owner was quite far away. So I quickly indicated and went down the road. Obviously, there was nothing coming. And pulled over and grabbed the dog. And waited for the owner to sort of turn up, and I was like, "Oh, here you go, I got your dog." So I because it was quite a busy road it was heading to, so I was a bit worried that it was actually going to, run off into the really bad traffic kind of thing. But so I saved the dog,
Well done. I mean, your first mistake was you indicated, but never.
You always got to indicate.
We'll move that to one side.
Yeah.
Indicating is just not required, clearly.
It is indicating. Indicating is required because you need to let other people know on the road where you're going.
To be fair, it is true because the most important thing is that someone doesn't run into the back of you.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, that's another thing as well. Actually, yesterday I was driving. I was doing my.
What have I done? What have I unleashed?
No, this was actually a bit scary, to be honest, because it was. Basically, I was driving and I was doing 30 mile an hour. It was the 30 zone. So, and after being caught speeding a couple of times and also having a couple of accidents, I tend to stick to the speed limit as much as possible nowadays.
Gemma says she stuck to the speed limit, but she winks to corporate.
No, not at all. No, I really do now, since the accidents at least, because, they're sort of giving me a little bit of the jitters and whatnot. But anyway, and this white van was behind me yesterday when I was driving, and it was really close, like almost I could have got out of the car and said, "Would you like me to give you a lift somewhere?" Because, it was almost bumper to boot kind of thing. But in the end, it overtook me, but it really, really unsettled me. It was right up my ass, and I wasn't going to go any faster because I was doing the speed limit, and but out of principle, I also wasn't going to go any faster just because he was pushing me to go faster, So yeah, but it was still gave me the jitters a little bit after having somebody sort of slam into the back of me before. And that sounds rude again, but, I didn't mean it that way.
It's when you have to. I mean, with like when people do that to me, which doesn't happen much. I do also have to resist the urge to kind of break. I'm just like asshole.
Yeah, I know. I absolutely know what you mean. Because if I had slammed on the brakes for a real reason rather than just to, annoy him or whatever, he would have gone into the back seat rather than just into the back of me, Because he was.
Take your foot off the accelerator. Just keep slowing down slowly.
Well, yeah. I mean, like I said, out of principle, I wasn't going to go any faster than what I was doing. I wasn't driving slower than 30. I was probably going over a little bit, but not by much. But still, it just makes you feel really unnervy, doesn't it? And it's no need for it either. So I was just relieved when he overtook me and went on his merry way, and then got stuck behind somebody else and had to do probably less speed than he was doing behind me. But there you have it.
The other option is just to pull over and let them overtake you. But I do know what you mean. Yeah. It's the annoyance factor. But it always gives you that real sense of satisfaction when you catch up with them at the lights and you're going, hey, that worked out for you, didn't it?
Yes, yeah, that's the other thing. Yeah, that is definitely something that I quite enjoy doing as well. So make sure you lock the car though first.
I still get that moment of ultimate joy when you get like young lads in like crappy little cars, like trying to get up the backside. So I let them go past, and then I just generally burn past them.
Yeah, it's like you can hear them sort of when they come to the traffic lights. Like sometimes you got the traffic lights and you got like a dual lane, like two lanes that go the same way or whatever. I'm not sure if dual lane was actually the right word then, but you get these boy racers revving their engine sort of thing, and I love just not being part of it, but still overtaking them, because I'm like in an automatic, so I haven't got to worry about gear changes and stuff like that. So,
to be fair with me, it's more like if they try to do that, I'm like, yeah, I've got an engine about twice the size of yours.
Yeah.
Let's see how this goes.
And my car's probably younger as well in your sense. Yeah, probably. So, this is very Car Corner. We seem quite settled in Car Corner.
It is. We have settled in Car Corner, but I'm intrigued. Are they going to be your codswallop, Gemma? Is that what's peed you off?
No, to be honest, I'm not having codswallop this week. My co-host has been informing me that I have been too angry of late, and I am not bringing codswallop. I am refusing to bring codswallop, and I assume you won't have any either.
No, I like the way you've done it. It's been sneaky codswallop by the back door. Angry driving, all that sort of stuff.
That's what she said.
But a bump.
No, that was just a genuine that actually really, it actually really gave me the jitters sort of thing. I was going to say it scared me. It didn't scare me. It just brought back memories of being in car accidents and stuff.
Take the plate details down.
Yeah, I couldn't.
If you can ever get a chance, take the plate details down.
Yeah, you should do that. I didn't think to be honest. I was just so relieved when they overtook me. So, stupid white van drivers probably working for Amazon because they, probably busting for a wee because they work for Amazon.
Actually, to be fair, we've had a go, but the poor guy, for all we know, could be like working for Amazon under so much pressure to get deliveries out within a certain time. Yeah.
And he's like, fuck's sake, I'm stuck behind this stupid. He's on another podcast now, ranting and raving about this stupid Vauxhall Corsa that wouldn't get out of his way.
He's preying on these bloody Corsa drivers. They're always driving slowly. And I'm trying to get stuff to people's houses. I have less than a 5-minute window.
Yeah. And I overtook her, and she wasn't an old person. Yeah. Why was she driving so stupidly? Yeah, probably. So sorry. Let's call you Bert. Sorry, Bert.
Yeah. But you still shouldn't be riding cars, being that close to them. It's wrong, I tell you. Wrong.
Yeah, absolutely. So have you got any codswallop this week?
Not that I know of. I'm trying to think. Has anything happened that's no, not really. No, there's nothing that's been a major problem for me, I guess, this week. Touch wood, which is a positive thing. It's okay.
It is, but that's that's not the point of talking codswallop in general. But also, what a load of codswallop is it?
I have no codswallop. Touch wood. Something will probably happen in the next few days, knowing the way things happen.
Yeah.
But touch wood, so far, it's okay.
Good. Well, if anything happens, just remember to write it down for
Yes.
another
Yes.
recording. So
I'll leave myself a message, like a memo.
yeah, stick it on your forehead,
Yeah.
and then you'll see it every time you look in the mirror. Write it backwards so you actually can read it. Yeah. Have you been watching anything fun recently? Obviously, I know we're doing a movie review, which we're talking about next week, but
I'm thinking. No, I don't think I really have, to be honest. I've not actually. I kept wanting to watch Tulsa King, but I've I've missed a few episodes of that one, and I haven't got a chance to see the Wednesday program about Wednesday Addams that I've heard good things about, and I've gathered you've enjoyed that as well.
yeah, I've literally binge watched all of them now. So, I thought it was really good. I'm not going to say much about it because obviously you've not watched it. So, but no, I think it's one of Tim Burton's at his finest moments, kind of thing. I love Tim Burton, so he can't really do much wrong. He probably has. If I look through his film, what might be the one when? What was it? I can't remember the.
Don't worry, kids. Gemma hasn't stroked out. She's just trying to remember something.
Yeah, she has. No, she hasn't, definitely. But no, the one where he was Johnny Depp was the man who shaves. Oh God, what was it called?
Oh, Sweeney Todd.
Yeah, I didn't like that version. I didn't like that. That was probably the first and only Tim Burton that I've not liked.
Did you like Planet of the Apes with Marky Mark?
Oh, I never actually watched them, so I don't know.
Yeah. So a lot of people seem to really hate that film, but I didn't mind. It wasn't too, but I didn't think it was too bad. It just depends what you obviously want from it. But I think I like Tim Burton stuff. He's directed some damn weird stuff. In fact, the fact you mentioned Tim Burton, the last thing I did watch was Batman Returns, because it's kind of Christmassy. It is a Christmas film of sorts, and I enjoyed that. So I watched that of late, and that was really good. And a lot of people seem to like that one as well.
Yep. I also started watching. I actually haven't finished, but to be honest, it's one of those films that I've seen so many times I literally know all the words. But Nightmare Before Christmas. So, and I was just like, I don't watch it as a Christmas film. I literally can watch it any time around. And, I don't think of it as a Christmas film, even though it's got the word Christmas and there's a Christmas theme. It literally can be watched any time. But, it's still one of my favourite films. And I sit there watching it and I'm like singing along with all the songs, because I'm like, I know literally word for word practically what everything is about to happen, But yeah, I do. I love that film.
To be fair, I had that with a few of the lines in Batman Returns where I know them well enough to to be able to deliver them. But I've not actually seen A Nightmare Before Christmas, so it's another one that I'm going to have to stick on the list of things I need to watch.
Do you have Disney Plus or not?
No, but I'm sure I can find it somewhere. But it's Chris Sarandon, isn't it, who does the voice to it, who was in Fright Night. He's the voice to Skellington, and then I can't remember who the singing voice was. Was it Danny Elfman did the singing?
He definitely does the music. I've never actually looked into who the characters are, to be completely honest. So, I don't know the answers, unfortunately. But I just know that because Jack Skellington is real. He's not voiced by someone, James. He's real.
Okay, I'm going to have to pull back the old thing and ruin Gemma's Christmas and day.
No, I am fully aware that it is an animation. And for so many years, I used to call that an amination rather than an animation. So I have to pause it every time I go to say it now. But I do highly recommend, and I mean, if you want to watch on Disney Plus and, a friend could maybe sneak you a code to maybe log on.
But we would obviously that would never ever happen.
No.
But and I just want to point out, amination sounds like some sort of medical procedure.
I know. It's
He's going in for an amination. How long has he got? I don't know. Let's see how long he lasts. Let's see if he gets through the whole procedure.
Yeah, definitely. But I don't know. I think because I always, with being dyslexic and stuff like that, like words just get muddled up and letters get muddled up in my brain. Oh, there's a helicopter going across again. As usual on a Tuesday, a helicopter's going across. So there we are, some lovely background noise.
What did you do? What
I don't know.
chaos have you created?
I do it every Tuesday,
Shocking.
apparently.
Yeah.
I think
I've done a quick check on the internet. I was right. Danny Elfman is Jack Skellington's singing voice, and Chris Sarandon is his speaking voice.
Ah, nice. Yes, very good.
In fact, by the looks of it, if you, as is always the case with Tim Burton, if you've been in any of his previous things, more than likely you will be in some form or other cast in another one of his films. Cause it's like a rundown of people who were in, what's it called, Beetlejuice, or
Yeah,
it's a good
absolutely.
lineup.
Yeah, absolutely. It's very much like Kevin Smith, isn't he? That he's made friends and the friends get the first dibs sort of thing. So, he's very much like that in some ways. And obviously his wife is an actress, and she's always going to get first dibs of what's her name? Helena.
No, they're
Bonham?
not. They're not together. They've not been together for quite a long time, actually. So.
Oh, well, that's ruined my Christmas as well, James. God. No.
What else can I ruin it with? Tell me more.
Well, anyway, she did appear then in a lot of his stuff, didn't she? So
I've got some other bad news. For you. Bruce and Demi aren't together either. But,
I'm not bothered by that.
I know.
Not bothered by that one bit. No. But I tell you what, that Tom Cruise is still with Scientology.
I kind of guessed that one, yeah.
Sorry, I needed a slurp. So yeah, Wednesday is really, really good though. I highly recommend it for anyone to watch if you sort of like the story of the Addams family. Some of the actors that were chosen for the roles I didn't quite agree with. I didn't kind of feel as though they were suited to the role that they've played. But again, because I know you've not seen it, I don't really want to go into it. But once you've seen it, we'll discuss it a little bit further, and we'll come back to that.
It's interesting to see that has had positive reviews from people, and they seem to really have taken to it. Whereas the reboot of the Munsters just like crashed and burned like no one's business. So
yeah, I do. I feel so sorry for what's his face, Rob Zombie. I forgot his name for a second now.
Rob, stop making shit films.
Yeah, just stick with music. He's brilliant at music.
Yeah.
Just
park the film career for a bit, and
yeah. Although he's done some good films as well. I'm not, I can't dispute like A House of a Thousand Corpses. I really love that film, and the sequel to that and stuff like that. Have you seen those? Devil's Rejects?
No.
No? Okay. Well, there you go.
Nope.
But yeah, those are good films. So, but then they're not remakes of stuff, so nobody else has got the love.
I think House
in the background.
I think House of a Thousand Corpses might be a remake.
I don't know. Maybe it is then. But yeah, oh god, here he goes. He's tapping away, googling away.
But I could be wrong. I'm just having a look.
Yeah.
No, I think I am wrong. I think that is his thing originally. So yeah.
Good.
He claims to know everything about everything, but he doesn't know everything.
No, I thought it was one of his originals, to be honest. But yeah, and so those are good films to like check out. But yeah, I mean, he's trying. Let's put it that way. At least he's trying. So amazing musician, though. I can't fault him on his music. So, but there you have it.
I just like the comment. He's trying. He is trying.
He's trying. He's very trying. Just like me sometimes, and sometimes like you.
What? No. I'm not me. God tier. But anyway.
Oh dear. I really wish that I could say the C word so that I could rebuttal that.
Such foulness, you see this abuse, Salty Tadpoles, that I have to put up with.
The deserved
foul
abuse.
Language, the foul language, the threats.
Well, it's not foul language because I'm not actually saying the word. I can't say it, so.
Yeah, she's lying. She's lying, people. She's lying off mic. You know, the language. Wow. As I said last time, the swear jar. You can run a whole country from like 1 week. 1 week of her foul language.
I know.
Shocking. Shocking.
I know. Oh, it's all lies. It's all lies. Well, James, I don't know about you, but shall we get into some stories of the week? Maybe have a
Yes.
slightly shorter episode this week, and then, yeah.
No, I agree. Sounds like a plan.
Okay, so have you got a story prepared yet, or shall I go with
I
mine
have.
first?
No, well, I'll let you go first, ladies
Okay.
first. But I've got one prepared.
Well, what's your story title?
It's
Just in case.
about crisps.
Oh. Is it funny, or is it...
We'll see.
You go first.
Okay.
I have a feeling mine's going to be a little bit funnier, but I could be wrong.
Okay. So this is one of those articles that makes me question life. So huge hoop. A schoolboy 10 finds a monster 3.5-inch crisp in his Aldi's budget version of hula hoops. The schoolboy was stunned after opening his packet of Aldi's version of hula hoops, which obviously don't have a name, and finding one 3.5 inches long. Will Potts was so proud of his Whopper huge hoop that he didn't eat it. Instead, the 10-year-old carefully placed it back in his lunchbox to take home, where he later measured the 6-gram monster crunch. Proud mother Angela of Cheshire said her lad was thrilled by the discovery of the giant ready salted snack, which the Aldi spokesman said should be submitted to the Guinness World Records. Shoot me now. If that should go into the Guinness Book of Records, I'm done. I'm finished. Just take me out back. Old yell at me. I don't even want to know. Just one right in the back of my head. Because if that's the world we live in, I don't want to be part of it anymore. So, anyway, to continue, when he came home, he said, "Look what was in my crisp pack," said Angela. He opened his lunchbox and showed me the giant hoop. It's not really a hoop, though. It's just like a weird long tube thing. But anyhow, picture of Will looking...
Pleased with himself?
On one, yes, but on one of them, he looks a bit like unnerved and unhappy. But anyway...
Maybe it was because that was like literally the only crisp, because they do go by weight, don't they? So
We said he didn't want to eat it. We still have it. We told Aldi and they said it was amazing and to contact Guinness World Records. So we have. She brought the pack of 8 hoops from a local store for £1.35. How much can they drag this article out by? and Aldi spokesman said, "Thanks for sharing this with us. Possibly the biggest crisp we've ever seen. We recommend contacting Guinness World Records for that monster crisp." In August last year, Sam Lightfoot made a similar discovery after finding a 9.5 centimetre salt and vinegar hula hoop.
so it's a common occurrence then.
The 26-year-old of Aldershot, Hampshire, said the discovery was up there in the top 10 moments of his life. To which I say, Sam, you need to get a life. This is Sam still. When I opened it, it was like, what? Then I realised it was an extra long hula hoop, reported the Daily Express. And in May 2021, I cannot believe there is so much to do with crisps and the length of crisps. That an entire article be written. It's bad enough that they mention one, but they have 3 instances of this. And in May 2021, a 3.7-inch hula hoop was found by Rowan Umland in Peckham, South London. The 19-year-old claimed the monster snack was the world's biggest hula hoop. And in January 2020, okay, we've got a fourth, Janine Ross discovered a mega 8-inch crisp in a packet of Asda's own brand of onion ring snacks. The 38-year-old mother was convinced the Whopper snack was a record breaker. The previous record for the biggest crisp in Britain was 5.9 inches. a large best sweet chili crisp from Morrison's. And that's the end of the article.
Oh, thank God. I don't know about you, but thank God.
Yeah. And I'm losing my will to live.
Well, I mean, congratulations to everybody who found a massive crisp and not ate it. You know, I don't know if we can say any more than that, really. But yeah, I mean, I have to say that Audi's Twitter is quite comical. So maybe they actually were like joking about, you know, going to Guinness World Records or whatever. But you know. So actually, yeah, their Twitter page is quite funny. I don't know if you've ever sort of read anything that they post out.
I'll have a look for it.
Yeah.
No, but I will have a look for it. But yeah.
So I've sent them a message before saying, please can you just look after the promotion side of things for us, because you know they just make me laugh all the time. They're just so ridiculous, but it is funny. So well, James, when you get a packet of crisps, normal packet of crisps, and you then go to consume them, what do you use to consume them?
My hands and mouth,
right?
Normally, my hands to bring the item to my mouth so I can eat it.
And what item in your mouth do you use to maybe make it smaller?
So to masticate, I have to use my teeth. That was masticate, you pervert who thought I said something else.
Right. Well, my story this week is about teeth. So there we have it. So this is from the Daily Star. So it's getting good. Okay, people. And hopefully my phone's not interfering with the microphone because I'm having to use my phone at the moment. So anyway, the headline reads, is woman mortified as dentists give her 3 front teeth after trying to hide a gap.
We shouldn't laugh, but that is slightly amusing.
Layla Muntis went viral on TikTok after she shared her dentist gave her a 3rd front tooth to hide her gap. She now has to keep the trio of pearly whites until she gets braces, because all she wants for Christmas is her 3 front teeth. Taking a trip to get your pearly whites checked out usually results in a filling or maybe culling of a rotten molar. Sorry, this is kind of all over the place, so I apologise. Oh no, that's something different. This is we're not going to use the Daily Star for context next time because it's not great. But anyway, instead of the above, Layla got an extra tooth planted smack bang in the middle of her 2 front teeth. In a TikTok clip, which racked up a whopping 31 million views, the stunner revealed the dentistry faux pas.
I found a picture of her.
She actually looks quite cute, doesn't she?
She's a pretty girl. As you know, it's not. I'm going to be honest. If you were just looking at it at a quick glance, I don't know whether you'd actually notice.
Yeah,
but I think it's just like it's a quick fix. But it's it'll be fine. It'll be sorted out. You'll be okay. It's the picture with the massive gap between her teeth. So but as long as she's okay, it's
yeah, exactly.
She wants 2 front teeth for Christmas, but she's got 3.
She got 3, and at least now she could put the 3rd one underneath her pillow for the tooth fairy when the tooth fairy comes. So instead of waiting for braces to be applied, it looked like the dentist got a little carried away. Fake tooth in between my 2 front teeth until I get a mafakin braces.
What? See, I told you, Salty Tadpoles, mouth like a docker.
I know. Well, I'm reading as it is. So until I get MA, so ma to me,
Yeah.
Right? And then Fakin.
Mafarkin?
Mafarkin. So exactly what I just said.
Mafarkin or mafakin?
Mafarkin or mafakin. So basically what I just said. She wrote in captions, gobsmacked. Gobsmacked. She's got plenty of gob.
But a bump.
At the trio of front teeth, many people fled to the comments to offer their reassurance or poke fun at Layla's unique set of gnashers. A user giggled, "Don't worry, if you cross your eyes, you can't see it." And then another one said, "Honestly, I wouldn't even notice unless I got up close and you pointed it out."
Yeah, so it's kind of like what we said. You wouldn't, if you just glance, you probably wouldn't have noticed. You wouldn't take it on board.
Yeah, exactly. It is just, you definitely wouldn't notice. You probably notice the big, massive gap before you'd notice the extra tooth. Sign up to some modelling agencies. This is a look that people could die for. And then there's other ones. Meanwhile, a fifth chuckled, "How is this possible?" Layla is not the only one who has received attention regarding her teeth recently. Oh yeah, she looks worse because I've just seen it with the gap, and she looks a hell of a lot worse with the gap. Mm-hmm. She looks much better with it.
I have one more story. Salty Tadpoles will appreciate this. I'm sure you will appreciate this, Jim. Sometimes moving an item of furniture can be tricky. It can be difficult, can't it? And you might need help doing it.
Yeah.
You might need to hire a van or put the seats down in your car or anything like that.
It's not a white van, is it?
Or it could be. You never know. Or you hire a removal firm.
Okay.
If you want to make sure it's done right.
Yeah.
You don't normally do this. So, 4 passengers grappled with a wardrobe on wheels which could not squeeze onto a London train.
Sorry, say that again.
4 passengers grappled with a wardrobe on wheels which could not squeeze onto a London train. A video was shown. The footage tweeted on Monday starts with one hooded individual shoving the wardrobe forward from the platform edge, while a man clutching a bag seemingly advises them on what to do next. But with the wardrobe not budging, the 2-team effort is soon doubled as others step onto the platform and join in the mission.
Oh, God.
Now, to give you an idea, this is a actual wardrobe, and they're trying to get it through the doors on a train. So you've got to get it off the platform.
Yeah.
And there's a gap. And there's part of it, by the looks of it, hanging over the edge, and they're trying to get it in onto the train.
Is this a train or is this a tube train?
No, a train.
Okay, well, I mean, that's a plus side at least. It's not the tube because, literally every minute they close their doors, so that would be buggered, that wardrobe.
Although the wardrobe was obviously too tall, so it's too high to squeeze into the train, the group showed no sign of backing away with the impossible challenge. The group are then joined by what could be a staff member in an orange high-vis vest as they seemingly continue to keep the train held up at the station. The video cut short, leaving puzzled viewers intrigued to know more about the wardrobe's journey. And they've got it, I mean, by the looks of it, they put it onto some sort of wheeling trolley thing to try and get it on. You can see them trying to get it up. One Twitter user commented that this is amazing. I'm also intrigued to know what had happened before this. How did they get it to the train station? How did it get through the ticket barriers? This attempt is not the first time passengers have been a bit too ambitious with bringing objects onto a train. Around 11 years ago, one man attempted to board a train with his pony at Wrexham Station in Wales.
Only in Wales.
Some weird stuff going on in Wales.
Yeah.
Others have been a bit more successful, with another man riding the New York subway on a large sofa.
Oh, that's amazing too.
And another Twitter user added, "This is immense. The guy trying to help who's adding absolutely nothing. Yay, a new excuse for a delayed train." In what world would you think trying to get a wardrobe onto a train is a good idea? Dear me.
No, I mean, let's face it. Well, it's tricky because we don't obviously know the background or whatever. But say you'd actually purchased the wardrobe from a shop. Let's say that the delivery charge is likely to be around about 15, 20 quid. I think that would be actually less hassle than getting it on a train.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't like spending money, but,
But I would be happy to say the delivery, if it's coming a long distance, is say £100. If there's a chance that you spend £100 on it, but it's delivered properly, it's there's less chance that, I mean, looking at this picture, you'd be taking chunks out the top of it trying to get it onto the train.
Yeah.
And then guess what? You've got to try, if you manage to somehow, God only knows, get it on the train, you've got to get it off.
Yeah, exactly. And you've got to assume and hope that the people who helped you to get it onto the train are going to want to help to get it off again.
Well, you can imagine if you've got quite a distance to get it to your house.
Yeah.
Just, you'd be like, you're driving along, you're like, is there somebody walking down the road with a wardrobe? I've seen it all.
That would be amazing, though, wouldn't it? It would be like, Narnia on wheels.
Yeah. The world is indeed a weird, weird place.
I do kind of want to know more about that story now, so I'll have to maybe look it up. But yeah, well, that is a good story. I think you've redeemed yourself. Crisps wasn't fantastic, but wardrobe, yeah, that's a good one. So I don't know about you, James, but I think we've been talking enough Codswallop this week, and I think we've both been talking enough Codswallop rather than it just being one person this week. I have been Gemma.
I am still the wonderful as ever, James.
Maybe. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.